How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moonbase. Hope you guys are having a great week. It's lovely to be here with all of you on this Venus-Neptune conjunction. This is one of my favorite transits. Always. I love Venus-Neptune conjunction. This is a very dreamy, beautiful, spiritual, creative energy coming through, and we've been feeling it build up here over the past few days, and it's pretty amazing. So today's my solar return. So on my solar return, I got this Venus-Neptune conjunction on my solar return chart. How wonderful is that? So I'm 33 today. I was actually born April 4th, but my solar return is at 6:49 today. So anyway, my Jupiter-Uranus conjunction reading sale is now live. So if you go to my website, the link is in the description of this video. You can book the reading for May or June now. The first week of May is pretty much booked, and the rest of April. But going into the end of May and going into June, everything is open. And yeah, I have an awesome sale for this amazing conjunction that we're about to go through. That's super fucking rare. So go check that out. And yeah. Well, let's fucking get into the damn chart here. So, with this Venus-Neptune conjunction, I've been seeing a lot of talk on the internet, and people are like, "Oh my God, I've seen some astrologers." I'm not hating, we all got our own perspective, which is great, and that's why astrology is amazing, because there's many ways to look at it. But I don't see any, hard aspects to this Venus-Neptune, right? It's pretty much in a good spot. Venus and Neptune's in a good spot here. And what's really fucking awesome too is that, it's midnight. It's pretty much midnight here, but coming into this, the moon in Capricorn is going to be sextile over to this Venus-Neptune as it's building up. So you know what? I don't see anything bad about this. Yeah, sure. I've just been seeing a lot of people like, oh my God, this Venus-Neptune is going to bring out all the liars, all the fake relationships, it's going to expose, where people are manipulating. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't see anything difficult, to this Neptune and Venus conjunction. I think it's pretty amazing. It's pretty beautiful. And I just had a very long work day right before I started filming this, and it's just been amazing. I have a lot of amazing creative things that are taking shape that are just like, honestly, dreams come true. I'm really feeling that. Like, a lot of what I'm experiencing has been a very dream come true energy outside of the astrology world. But, in my, in the other world that I'm in, it's like, wow, a lot of beautiful, amazing things. And even to be here, sharing this information from a spiritual place, from a very Neptune, Pisces frequency, sharing the astrology. It's what a gift to be able to communicate and connect, I think this is a great transit here, and if there's new creative projects, new love coming into your life, I think with this moon in Capricorn, and Saturn dispositing the moon as this Venus-Neptune conjunction is happening and is really building up. I don't think what is coming through here is just some short term here and gone. I think, this moon in Capricorn being disposited by Saturn, but Saturn is in Pisces in the same sign as this Venus-Neptune. Venus in its exaltation, Neptune in its ruling sign. The sun at his exaltation. Yeah, Mercury's retrograde. Whatever. I think this is very strong, powerful support here from Saturn and the moon in Capricorn to this Venus-Neptune conjunction, bringing some solidity to it. Because, when we're talking about Neptune, it's not very solid. Things can get fishy. Things can get sketchy. Things can get weird. Things can get deceptive with Neptune. But there's nothing here triggering that. If anything, there's the moon in Capricorn bringing some solidity to that. And I think I've just seen so much fear around the eclipse. Oh my God, the eclipse monster is going to come get us all. And then I see people talking about this Venus-Neptune conjunction, how it's like, oh, it's Neptune. It's going to bring out all the liars and the cheaters and this and that. It's like, maybe so, but I don't think that's the focus. And I think there's a lot of solid support here from Saturn and the moon in Cap. You know, like I really would like to get over the fear mongering in the spiritual community. I mean, maybe that's just not how I want to go about the astrology each day, you know. It's like, of course, like we're aware of what the fuck is going on. And if you really want to get into the deep, dark shit, you know, we can get into that. We can get into the history of these transits, you know, especially of Pluto and Aquarius. It's like, sure, you want to get into that. It's like, you know, the Revolutionary War and all of that, and fucking the Pluto Sag people, fucking the Pluto. I mean, look, the Pluto Sag people during the Revolutionary War, during Pluto and Aquarius, were the ones who were the soldiers fighting the fucking war, right? It's like, we can get into all that kind of stuff, but it's just like, you know, there's so much beauty around these transits. You know, it's springtime. You know, the sun's exalted. Venus is exalted. Neptune in its ruler. The moon in Capricorn being disposited by Saturn. You know, Mars and Saturn coming together. It's like, whatever we're doing right now, whatever we're pushing for and fucking, you know, wanting to really manifest. Mars is a manifesting energy. I know Jupiter and Taurus, what Jupiter is in Taurus, is always associated with manifestation. But, you know, Mars is how we actually go about fucking making shit happen. So with Saturn here, it's like, man, it's like, you just have to trust our intuition that, like, man, whatever we're doing right now is long term. It's going to last a long time. You know, so with this Venus-Neptune conjunction, whatever's coming through, I think there is some solidity and I think there is some staying power here. Whether it is some new love coming through for you or some new creative project that's manifesting. Or for me personally, like I said, it's like creative projects and visions that I've had for a very long time and relationships and business partnerships that I've had for a long time really starting to manifest in a fucking big fucking way. And it's really incredible. And, you know, and I think if we're staying positive and not buying into the fear, especially with the South Node, with Black Moon Lilith here, I think it's just bringing up a lot of fear. Lilith bringing up a lot of fear, Pluto bringing up a lot of fear, and today as well. You know, the moon is going to fucking conjunct Pluto on April 3rd, but, you know, like, we don't need to buy into the fear. You know, we want to fucking break free from that. And that's the whole point of, like, you know, the Matrix it wants to control all of us by utilizing fear to its advantage, right? This is a day, and this is a transit and a conjunction point where it's just like, we want to be on a higher spiritual frequency and, like, not worry so much about, you know, all the craziness and all the chaos in the world. We want to be in our own fantasy land. We want to embrace the fantasy land today. You know, it doesn't mean go out and fucking smoke a bunch of crack, because there are going to be some fucking people just like, oh man, I'm going to go hit some rock. Fucking get out of my mind for a second. That's also very Neptune too. Like, but, you know, like, spiritually, like, if you're connected, it's like, we know what's pure, what's true, what's real, and what is of truth. You know, like, when we're talking about Pisces and we're talking about Sag, it's about truth and what is real. You know, and fucking Jupiter and Taurus is just like, you know what? Like, you got to keep it real. Taurus keeps it real. Jupiter brings the truth. So it's like, we're keeping it real, keeping it honest here. You know, there can be some deception that can come up somewhere, you know, in relationships. And that's connected to the South Node, Black Moon Lilith. But it doesn't mean that that is what is dictating today. Like, there's no wild, gnarly aspects to this Venus-Neptune. It's very beautiful. And I think it's going to last. Whatever it is, it's going to transform in a very big way. And with this moon in Capricorn making a great sextile to Venus-Neptune, and then we'll conjunct with Pluto, there's some massive support here, and it's very transformational. You know, Moon-Pluto day is very transformational. You know, it's very deep. It's very intense. So there can be some intense emotions that can really transform what this Venus-Neptune is going to be in the long run. So, you know, we're working on a lot of amazing things right now. And with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, Jupiter's about to be at 18 degrees. That's crazy. You know, it's April 3rd. We're only just a few days away. 2 weeks away, really, from this conjunction here, you know. But, you know, like I said, like, you know, like, being able to like host a reading sale and really focus on what this transit is because it's happening April 21st. But it's not really going to be activated until May, once the sun comes into Taurus, and then Venus comes into Taurus at the end of April, and then Mercury comes into Taurus after Mercury goes direct. And then that's when this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is really going to be fully activated. You know, the conjunction will happen in April. It'll be fully activated in May and in June. And then Jupiter will go to Gemini, and then, you know, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be big, you know. And with this Venus-Neptune, it's like we have to dream big. We have to be able to be willing to not just like, you know, it's like, you know, when you have amazing ideas and thoughts, you know, or big dreams, it's like you get caught up. It's like, oh, wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, well, you know, that would never happen. It's like, no, like we have to be in the other end of that. We have to be willing to fully embrace that. Like anything can fucking happen. Like we're not going to ever see this again. Jupiter won't conjunct Uranus for another, I don't even know how long off the top of my head, but the last time it happened was 1940. So we could do the math, but it's like, fuck, like this is so rare with this Venus-Neptune opening up this gateway to this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, because Jupiter is in Venus's ruling sign. Venus is in its exalted sign. Next to its, you know, with Neptune being in its ruling sign. It's just like this conversation here and this magical kind of manifestation that we're walking into. It's just like, yeah, you know, you want to keep it real as possible and filter down the BS, you know. But we have to be willing to like hold on to the dream and hold on to the bigger vision that we have for ourselves. And dream big and think big. Like we're not going to, for the rest of 2024, we're not going to get this. So we want to be able to take advantage of this energy now. And, you know, well, we've already been planting the seeds, but we want to take advantage of what is happening now. So when Jupiter-Uranus happens and then May comes and Venus activates it and then Mercury activates it and then the sun activates Jupiter and Uranus along with Venus and Mercury, it's just like, you know, and then Mars will come into Taurus in July. I'm pretty sure. June 9th, I'm pretty sure Mars comes into Taurus. And then it's like we're going to be actually doing it. We're going to be doing what we manifested come June. We're going to be fucking like on, like trudging through, actually manifesting what all of those conjunction points and activation points were. You know, and it's starting with this Venus-Neptune of like really realizing like, wow, like, you know, like, so many seeds were planted, you know, so many amazing things can come through now. The doors are open. The doors are finally open. You know, the first quarter of the year has been like, we've been laying the groundwork since Capricorn season. You know, Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, back into Sag, Mars in Capricorn, Mars, Pluto, Venus, Mercury, and Aquarius, just like shaking up our whole fucking lives. Now it's like all the amazing doors are starting to open, and we want to be able to take advantage of that as much as we possibly can, because the rest of 2024 we're not going to get it. So we want to utilize this as much as we can. So when we start getting into the craziness and Jupiter and Gemini squaring Saturn and fucking gonna square Neptune, you know, at the end of the year, then we're gonna have Mercury retrograde in Sag, squaring Jupiter, opposing Jupiter and squaring Neptune. I mean, there is going to be some crazy circus shit going on. So we want to bring in all the amazing stuff now, because this is the only window of real big, beautiful, amazing Jupiter, Venus, Neptune, Uranian energy that we're going to have in 2024. So we want to bring in as much of that as we possibly can right now. And this Venus-Neptune is really starting to allow us to bring that in. And things are coming in from the past as well, you know. I mean, this eclipse too is clearing a lot of fucking, you know, these set of eclipses are clearing a lot of, you know, clogged doorways, right? Or clogged fucking hallways or arteries, you know, whatever, you know, or a fucking clouded mind. You know, this Mercury retrograding in Aries now. So it's like, if you know, it can feel like your head's going to explode sometimes, but it's like once going through this retrograde, we're going to clear a lot of mental space in our heads and in our minds. So I think this Venus-Neptune conjunction is beautiful. And, you know, I see so much fear going on the internet, you know, and I think it's unnecessary right now. once we get in October and those eclipses and November and December, then we can start talking crazy. Right now is a very beautiful time. And I know myself personally, on my solar return today, with this energy, I'm going to utilize this for the rest of the year to only bring in amazing, magical, beautiful things. That's it, And the fear has no business fucking up in here. So I hope everyone is riding a magical wave right now and feeling that. I totally lost track of time today. We're doing some amazing things today and having some amazing experiences, and also realizing like, wow, like we've been working towards this for a very long time, and look at where it's come to. And like, it was also hard work, but today specifically, losing track of time. I should be home right now. I wish I was home right now, but I had to fucking make it happen, and it was magical. It was beautiful, and it felt good. So I could show up tomorrow and not have to worry about it. Keep building more amazing things. So, where are we at here? We have the Page of Cups. This is very Pisces. This is very Neptune. So it's just like, it's very youthful at the same time. How perfect is this for this Venus-Neptune conjunction here? It's just like, you got to embrace the beauty. You got to embrace the waves. And you got to be willing to just kind of go away for a while, not get caught up in the chaos, and embrace your own dreams, embrace your own vision, because like this is our opportunity to expand in a very big way, in a very large, powerful, big way that we're not going to have for the rest of the year. And we may not have for a while. When Jupiter comes into Cancer next year, Jupiter will be back online, but this Jupiter and Gemini, after it leaves Taurus, it's like we're not going to see a Sun-Jupiter conjunction. So, the sun's not going to be able to light up and bring the best out of Jupiter and Gemini. It's in its detriment. It's in its fallen position. So, we want to utilize this as much as possible because we have all that we need, and it's just like, also, I think the magic that's coming through here is coming from a very youthful place and remembering what it's like outside of, the hustle and bustle and, just like, so much responsibility. It's like, yeah, we got to be adults. We got to do the right things. We got to make good choices. We got to keep it clean. We got to be healthy. We got to do all these things to keep going and, stay positive. But at the same time, it's like, when you get too caught up in Capricorn lane, you forget what it means to be a child, right? You forget what it means to be youthful. So I think we got to remind ourselves, it's like, if we want to bring in magical, beautiful things, like we have to tap into that childlike, youthful energy, whether it's, that toddler energy, which is very Aries, or that very kind of youthful, magical, ethereal Pisces kind of vibe, right? And that's what the Page of Cups really reminds me of. So I think today's amazing. Don't let the fear fucking going around on the internet and all this shit fucking pull you in to some vortex that you don't need to be. The South Node, Black Moon Lilith thing going on. It's like, we don't need it. So I love you guys. I really appreciate y'all being here, and thank you so much. And fucking, if you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment, say what's up. Find me on Instagram. Find me on all my social media platforms, and the links to all of my platforms are in the description of this video. And like I said, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction reading sale is now available on my website, and May is already filling up. So this is going to go on until June, and this is a rare moment that we're all walking into. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow, and have a lovely, beautiful, magical day with this Venus-Neptune. Happy solar return to myself. I'm an Aries. I can say that. Peace out. Have a good one.